hardest 3 laps, so that little show of power wasn't even to try to stay on a leader lap or anything. He's 3 laps behind the race. The rest of this field is strung out well behind, and Andretti is in trouble. And we've got more trouble again. Debris on the track, and it's caused some other problems. Debris all over the place, and one tire went over the top of that fence and up toward that hospitality tent. Mario Andretti sits low on the track. Michael Andretti heads into the pits with no left front wheel on the car, so Michael was in that accident too.
Can't see there what started that incident, but Mario had been running slowly, and there's a second incident. There's the wheel over the top of the fence, and we don't know yet where that landed.
Look straight up and down. Those are the suspension members from the left side of Michael's car. The tire out of the ballpark.
Both Andretti's out in one fell swoop.
So the yellow flag is out, 3rd time of the day at the 166th lap. The tire went up and over the debris fence and up toward the spectator area. Looks like somebody is going to have a story to tell, limping, but it doesn't appear that he's badly hurt. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. The racers understand the danger. Spectators should never be involved. Mario loses it. Back wing comes off. Plenty of debris out there. Traffic closing.
It is still difficult to
through.
see why Mario spun and hit the wall backwards with that left side, but then the incident happens behind him with Scott Goodyear and Michael.
Boy, as soon as Michael's right front touched Goodyear's left rear, right up in the air. Look at the tire as it goes over the top.
Well, thankfully that tire, although it did hit somebody's leg, it sure looked as if it wasn't a heavy impact, and that person, as you said, he does have a war story to tell now, but thankfully we did see him walk away.
So father and son, the same accident and out of the race. We're under yellow again. Fittipaldi and Unser in front. All right, this is what happened to Michael Andretti. Watch, listen. Accident is ahead. Didn't look like Goodyear. That's the wheel that came off of the one car. Still hard to sort out exactly who was involved there. Derek, as we watch the same situation again now, let's consider it.
Remember what happened to Villeneuve earlier? He couldn't stop. Michael cannot stop now. He knows he's in trouble. There's the first impact, tears off the suspension. It's Michael's wheel that goes over the fence. And it is Scott Goodyear on the outside.
Look at him duck and turn away.
Oh, look at the wheels locked up.
Now, let's see where the wheel goes, too.
I think it hits Michael. Look at that. He does
may have
have
hit Michael,
contact.
and it was launched off the left front of Scott Goodyear's car. That was the launch that we saw that originally made us think that he got together with Scott Goodyear. Let's go to Gary Gerald.
Well, here's Michael, and we're just discussing. Now, we haven't seen the video. From what you could see, I know you've been favoring your thumb. Something hit you there in the cockpit. Tell us what you know of what happened.
Well, I think the suspension pushed the side of the, went up against the side of the cockpit, and I just pinched my finger a little bit, but you know, I'm all right. It's just a shame, you know, we were hanging in there, and we could have probably gotten some points today, and you know, I came up on a sandstorm. I thought it was just a sand blowing across the track, and it was blinding, and then next thing you know, I just saw 2 cars were right in front of me, and I nailed one of them. I don't know who it was.
Well, after the euphoria of Australia a couple of weeks ago, it's been a frustrating weekend, but I guess the important thing is you're okay. Do you have any idea what car you hit or who it was?
I don't know. It was a white car. That's all I know. It came up so fast that I don't even know who it was.
Okay, thanks, Michael. Paul?
Michael Andretti, very disappointed. Look at it again. The official report from IndyCar, 3 minor injuries in the crowd. 3 minor injuries in the crowd, the official report from IndyCar. So we're under yellow. Here's the way they will line up as they come back to the green flag. 170 laps complete of the 200-mile scheduled distance. Well, you want to talk Penske strategy. His second-place car, Al Unser Jr., just dropped into the pits for fresh tires. Penske cars, Fittipaldi with the lead, Al Unser Jr. in second. Only cars on the lead lap. Mansell is third. Jan Beekes?
Yes, checking in with the Newman Haas crew, we have found out that Mario radioed in and said something broke on the car. So when Derek mentioned it looked like he couldn't understand why he lost it in the place he did, Mario thinks something broke on that Lola.
All right, let's take a look at that accident one more time.
We do know that Mario had been in trouble earlier on. He was not comfortable with that car. But the top of the picture there, you see him, he spins by himself and makes heavy contact with the outside of the concrete wall. That suggests something in the suspension broke. Maybe that's why this car was handling so badly earlier on.
And of course, the multiple accident looked like John Paul Jr. You know, whoever it wasn't his fault, but that looks like John Paul. Yeah, it absolutely is now. You can see it clearly. And that's what took off the left front. Let's go pit side again.
We just checked with John Dipp with the John Paul team for Tim Duke, and they said, yes, we know that we were involved in something, but our radios went dead. We don't know what it was. There was damage to a right rear tire. They came in, made the change as Michael came into the pits and sent John Paul back on the track. That's all that crew knows, Paul.
Okay, that now fits. If they had right rear damage. And remember, when those tires touch like that, left front from Michael's car into the right rear of John Paul's car, they are actually going opposite directions to one another. So there's tremendous energy on this gadget, the tire, that's already designed to adhere real good to pavement. Imagine what, when the two surfaces get together, the energy that's involved. You saw the result there. Let's go to Jan Beekes for an update on Al Jr.'s strategy.
Well, you mentioned that he came into the pits and took on 4 fresh tires. It was not because of debris. They wanted him to have brand new tires. They made a front wing change because he said the car was pushing, and they said, hey, we got a lap on Nigel. We're going for the front. We want to give everything we got here in the pits.
All right, as they come back to green, here's the situation. 174 laps complete. Just 25 miles lie ahead. Emerson Fittipaldi is the leader. Al Unser Jr., you see him back just a little bit. He is running in second place. Nigel Mansell is third. Stefan Johansson is fourth, and Jimmy Vasser is fifth. Only Fittipaldi and Unser Jr. are on the lead lap together. The other two, well, Mansell's on a lap by himself, a lap behind the leaders. Johansson is 2 laps behind, and Vasser is 3 laps behind. So the battle is at the front. Can Al Unser Jr. catch his teammate? Here comes the rest of the field through, and there's little Al.
Now remember, Scott Goodyear, who's at the head of this pack here, other than Fittipaldi. He got a lick from Michael Andretti as he went by. He obviously doesn't think there's any damage with that car because he's quite prepared to stay on racing speed.
The trick is for Al Unser Jr. in 24 miles to try to catch his teammate and get around him.
This is Boesel chasing Stefan Johansson. Back to our Ford telemetry. Now you can see he's up into the 180s. Running faster than he was earlier on. Look at the RPM. Throttle position. 100%. 196 miles an hour. Woo! He's going quick.
We're talking a mile here. A mile track.
What's the numbers?
Look at him climb.
Into the 90s again, front and back straight. That is how quick they run around here between the concrete walls.
Ford Electronics, by the way, working constantly on this telemetry. Probably going to see brakes, gear selection, steering wheel deflection, all kinds of stuff the teams don't want us to have. Now Jan Beekes, an update on Raul Boesel.
Well, what we found out is that Raul dropped back earlier because the car was very loose. It was stepping out at the back. Now the Dick Simon team has had a chance to make those repairs. That's why we're seeing those high numbers, but he still has not much time to move up the order.
And the very highly regarded engineer Mo Nunn has moved from the Ganassi team to look after Boesel's car. This year, he was within a tenth of being the fastest car right before qualifying yesterday, and then just lost a little bit of the sweet spot.
181 laps are complete. Al Unser Jr.'s job is to try and close. There are no other direct conflicts on the course, though Mike Groff is trying to close on Jimmy Vasser for 5th. We'll be back with more of the Slick 50. ESPN's coverage of the Slick 5200 has been brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? and by the Valvoline Performance Team. 13 miles to go at Phoenix. Emerson Fittipaldi is the leader. Al Unser Jr. 15 seconds behind. He made up 2 seconds on the last lap, but it's going to be a desperate drive if he's going to catch his teammate. On board the Rahal car as we take a look at the Valvoline race recap. After 182 laps, average speed is just owing to the 3 yellows for 51 laps. 9 cars out of the late race, so we've had 5 different leaders and 8 different lead changes. We've had a good afternoon. We've had some scary moments. Big multi-car accident. Second yellow taking the leader of the race, Paul Tracy, out. And cutting Hero's car right in half, though no serious injuries. Maybe a shoulder separation on Hero. The only injury of what was a spectacular accident. Emerson Fittipaldi leads it. 188 laps are complete. Emerson Fittipaldi has not won on a 1-mile oval since Nazareth in 1990. Let's get an update on Emmo. Gary Gerould.
Well, the Penske team backing Emerson Fittipaldi now likes that length of the margin of that lead, and they're concerned about him saving the car. So they're trying to get him to relax his pace just a little bit. They want to make sure that he finishes these last 12 laps. He's got a huge cushion right now, Paul.
Oh, shades of Indy. Bill Holland with the old easy sign. They slow down the leader, and the teammate comes up.
Let me tell you also, if the Penske cars finish first and second, everybody will be out building these new shark fins that Penske has on the back of his car, because for sure they'll think that's part of the reason why they're so fast.
Won't have a clue as to what the aerodynamics are really doing. We're going to tape one of those fins on. Last time cars finished first and second at Phoenix. 1984, Tom Sneva, Howdy Holmes. Will they be doing it again? We'll be back for the finish. Emerson Fittipaldi with 5 laps to go. His competition, his teammate Al Unser Jr., still right at 15 seconds back. If they've asked Emerson to loosen up a little bit, he doesn't seem to be having any part of it. Matter of fact, he just cut his fastest lap of the race at 167.2 miles an hour.
That is the type of confidence Emerson has in this car at this stage of the race. But Penske also using this weekend here the new BBS Forged magnesium wheels. So whatever's new, whatever's trick, Roger Penske seems to have it. In fact, that BBS wheel is very similar to the one that they use in Formula One.
So Emerson Fittipaldi, the car number 2. And by the way, we are well over our time block here scheduled for this race. And we're not going to get to interview Emerson, assuming he is the winner. At the end of the race, we're going to be very, very short on time because of the accidents. Almost a half an hour over.
And the second fastest man on the racetrack at the moment is Nigel Mansell. You see him on the outside there, around the outside of Davy Jones, I believe. However, he's trying to get by the leader. That will only put him on the same lap. So Mansell is in an uphill battle and a struggle right now.
Emerson Fittipaldi on the final lap of the run. Al Unser Jr. No chance whatsoever. I'm sure were we able to talk to him, he would tell you that his Marlboro Penske was incredible and the Elmore engine worked great. It's the job that it's doing now and has done all day. As Emerson Fittipaldi screams for the checker, Nigel Mansell moves to the inside, but he's still a lap behind the lead, and Al Unser Jr. will come across the line in second place. So there is Fittipaldi acknowledging the victory. And there's the way they finish. A great run for Stefan Johansson and for Jimmy Vasser. The final standings, they are, of course, unofficial here until they are posted, but there should be no reason for a protest. So at Phoenix, it's been a confusing and an interesting afternoon with teammates Al Unser Jr. and Emerson Fittipaldi fighting one another. Finally, that battle breaks off, and Emerson Fittipaldi takes the win. Congratulations to Emmo. Next week, the Indy cars are in Long Beach. I'm Paul Page for Derek Daly, Jan Bikas, and Gary Gerould. Thanks for being with us. Sports Center is coming up next here on ESPN. So long from the Slick 5200.